How did your pre-military job skills save your unit in the field? Before I enlisted, I spent 4 years as a professional locksmith in Detroit, fixed everything from car doors to bank vaults. Never thought those skills would matter in Afghanistan until we got trapped in a compound during a firefight. Taliban had us pinned down in this abandoned government building. 3-story concrete structure, perfect defensive position. Problem was, we couldn't get out. Heavy metal doors at every exit, all locked from the outside. Someone had prepared this as a trap. Enemy fire was getting closer. RPGs hitting the walls. We had maybe 30 minutes before they overran our position. Radio was down, no backup coming, ammunition running low. Sergeant was losing his mind. How the hell do we get out of here? He started talking about blasting the doors with grenades. Would have brought the whole building down on us. That's when I remembered my old job. These weren't American locks, Soviet-era hardware from the 1980s. I'd worked on similar models back home when the city was buying surplus Eastern European equipment. Give me 10 minutes, I told him, and somebody's multi-tool. Started with the main exit, heavy steel door, reinforced frame, but the lock mechanism was ancient. Pin tumbler system with basic security pins. Child's play compared to modern safes I used to crack. While bullets whizzed overhead, I'm laying on my back, feeling for pin positions with a bent paper clip. Just like the old days, except instead of helping locked out customers, I'm trying to save 8 soldiers from getting overrun. First door clicked open in 6 minutes. Sweet sound of freedom. But we still had Taliban surrounding the building. Needed an escape route they wouldn't expect. Remembered seeing a maintenance room earlier. Heavy padlock on the door probably led to utility tunnels. These old Soviet buildings always had underground access for repairs. That padlock was newer, Chinese-made garbage. Picked it in 30 seconds. Sure enough, concrete tunnel leading toward the street. Wide enough for soldiers, too narrow for effective pursuit. But the tunnel exit had another problem. Steel grate welded shut from the outside. No lock to pick, just solid metal. Taliban had thought of everything. That's when my Detroit experience really paid off. Used to work on security gates for businesses in rough neighborhoods. This grate used standard industrial hinges, just like the ones I'd installed 100 times. With the right leverage and angle, you could pop the hinge pins even if the gate was locked. Needed something thin and strong. Bayonet worked perfectly. 20 minutes later, we're crawling through sewage toward freedom while Taliban stormed an empty building. They never figured out how we vanished. Made it to the extraction point with 0 casualties. Intel later confirmed 15 insurgents had been waiting to ambush us. Would have been a massacre if we'd stayed trapped. After that mission, command started asking about everyone's civilian backgrounds. Turned out we had a carpenter who understood structural engineering, a mechanic who could hotwire any vehicle, and a short-order cook who knew enough chemistry to identify explosive compounds. They created new protocols, database of pre-military skills for emergency situations. Never know when a plumber's knowledge of pipe systems might save lives in an urban environment. My lockpicking skills got me reassigned to special operations. Spent the rest of my deployment opening doors that weren't supposed to be opened. Safes, filing cabinets, weapons lockers. Turns out breaking and entering is a valuable military skill when you're fighting insurgents. The funny part? Back in Detroit, I always told customers that locks only keep honest people out. Determined criminals find a way. Same principle applies in war. Determined soldiers find a way out. Got a commendation for that mission. Citation read, for exceptional problem solving under extreme combat conditions. Sounds way more heroic than picked some locks while people shot at us. But that's military life. Your most important moment might come from the most unexpected place. 4 years of helping locked out car owners prepared me to save 8 lives in a firefight.